Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 36th edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Yes, no, I will tell you a lot has happened in the last more than a month. This trend in global trend has changed in terms of or because as a result of conflict between Russia and Ukraine. But before I go into any explanation or any detail on, I want to call your attention again to, especially in our own market here, local market, that the market is still on the decline phase. Use your stop loss and also your Fibonacci very well at this hour. Stop loss is very, very important. And your T line is the time to make use of them, because when you're able to follow, when you get opportunity to see this stock has crossed my or hit my stop loss, quickly jump out of it before your capital will be eroded. You need to understand that your Fibonacci is for you to catch where the stock is likely to touch and what and rebound up, or where it's going to touch up and pull back. If you know how to do this, also you can use simple resistance and what and support instrument or technical tools to know exactly what you are doing in the market. Because as we speak now, yes, we are expecting that there are some factors to change the trend in our local market, but as we speak, this is the time for you to use it here in the market or any kind of market you are trading. Make use of your stop loss, your trend line, your resistance and support level, Fibonacci, and other technical analysis tools. Looking at the global trend, volatility seems to have retreated as a result of stocks and the commodity rally in these few days, because we saw the pullback in the naturally in the energy price. When I need energy price, I need crude oil price. Let me use that language. Because of what the lockdown we're seeing in Asia and all those some Asia part of the world, where they are locked because of another COVID-19 breakout, all of that. But I will tell you, as we speak now, there's a kind of a retreat, kind of in volatility, because stocks are looking up, and also the increasing or hike in rate is not supporting some other investment window. As we speak now, some investment window has been supported because of what the more the inflation rise, the kind of negative return their investment look like. For that, they're also trying to like look away from some fixed income product to where they can play kind of safety, and where there is also demand that you can see the rising, but go where there is what uptrend. You can see that there's uptrend in commodity, and now we're seeing it coming back to equity, in a global market, large market of the world, mature market. But here, we expect that as any season is also drawing to that end, we expect that within this week, expect to improve sentiment and activities in our own market. As the war in Ukraine and Russia, you know, is bringing another dimension to globalization and international trade. Oil price continue to oscillate due to lockdowns in some part of Asia, because of those I mentioned earlier. Russia demanding for payment in their own country, in their own currency, and also and other of their clients that want to buy from them. Tells you that this also want to put dollar into some pressure very soon, because that agreement also put dollar apart. Because don't forget that among the sanctions that were given to Russia, but there is a SWIFT, cutting them away from SWIFT. That alone also they also find another way. And don't forget that Russia is one of the third largest oil producing, and also China is also the giant in terms of manufacturing. And if these two are not planning to have another kind of payment system, see what it will bring another dimension to globalization and international trade. You see, these are what this war is trying to change. That's what I mean. The war that's happening now is, if you look at it, a lot of things is happening because of the war. They want to bring a lot of changes. But you and I, as a trader investor, this is the time for you to know exactly what to do. Because government of different, of different economy or different countries, or managers of different economy, are also going to look for policies that also to make their economy or their country to remain relevant, at the same time to kind of survive all this kind of expected, or we're seeing a kind of a sign of a global recession. That means you, as a trader, you look inward and see which sector in your economy, which sector in your domain, in your climate, that you see that whether there is recession, whether there is a hike in rate, that sector will continue to look up. That is what I will encourage you to look at, and that is way to play defensive. In some situation like the common master class, some stock and some industries that we're going to play, we already highlight them. I'm going to discuss this in them at the class. That's why I need to encourage you so that you can take some the same measure and also take some position in that regard. No, as rates, as rate hike and inflation show no sign of a rebate at this moment because energy price and food price and even a house, house hold or housing and even properties are still on what on the rise. If this is happening, it tells you how far this is going to influence a whole global economy and domestic economy. Back home here, yes, we see that the 2021 earnings season is gradually coming to an end, and that also kind of put some kind of for me a trigger for our market, knowing that there will be what called rush hour submission, and at the same time that rush hour will come with some result. But gradually we're also seeing some result coming frequently, even though they are not reading their full result. They are bringing out their corporate action, gradually. But I believe that between now and Thursday, we'll see more of them. Particularly from today, we'll see most companies that have not announced their corporate action for 2021 financial year end that has at the first month at end will also rush to the market because I know that also change the face of the market. Also, don't forget that as we are looking forward to a gradual end of any season for full year 2021, we also going to this the same thing going to usher you into another earning season, the Q1 2022 earnings reporting season, where we'll start in April, starting them in April, first week of April till last day of April. This is also going to put another face again to the market. These are how you should watch your position as you speak so that you can stay ahead of the market. Like I always say, as a technical trader, anywhere you are in the world, follow the price. Price action is key. I've told you the importance of using your stop loss. Another thing as a trader that trade technicals, you know to follow what trade price action or index action at any given time. That is the only place to look at. And when a new trend emerges, what you do when you make it, you confirm that trend has emerged. You change also, you change your what, you change your positions accordingly. Change your position accordingly. You don't want to see that trend like you change your portfolio, change your positions accordingly so that you can stay ahead of the market. That will make you relevant at any time in the market because you are investing with knowledge, with wisdom, and also you are using what software, the technical analysis. Only when you are using I think no. That is why I always say that if you really want to make trading a business or want to succeed successfully in trading, you must have your software, which is your technical analysis. It's very important. Like I always say that your fundamental will help you to know to look at the good stuff to buy, for the right price and the right price to exit, to enter, to sell, to enter and to sell, it will what your technicals will help you. And that is why you need technical by your side at any time so that you can function well in this market. You can also profit more. Like I always say that when your gain or you are making more gain than your losing position, you remain in profit. You cannot create that wealth that capital market will help you or stock market will help you to create because you are doing it knowledgeably. You are not guessing. And that is why that is between you and those that are not in this kind of class. I'd like to tell you again that at every close of this section, even other ones to do on Saturday, you must have something to take away from it. That when you go back and put your trading side, you see an improvement. That is hard to know that you are getting knowledge. And also, when others are panicking in the market because you are investing with knowledge, you are not panicking. You know why you are in a stock and why you are waiting. You know your time frame, you know your entry and your exit, you know what your profit target. Others are doing because others are entering. No, you are not going that way because you are taking information based on what? On knowledge. Because you have combined your fundamental and technical before you jump into that position. That is why you are different from others in the market. Yes, before we go into looking at this chart we are seeing on display now, we want to look at what is the state of the market as we speak now. I will tell you that market, yes, as we speak this morning, we are seeing a market coming into green gradually. Yes, it has oscillated this morning, but yesterday market tried to resist decline. If you look at the candlestick formation as of yesterday, but this morning we are seeing the market has finally crossed back again to green, but no, it has not crossed the 47,000 mark. But we believe that the more we see numbers in the market, it might also likely to cross it today. But let's see, before the market close, what will happen. But as being the market is marginally or slightly in green, and the good thing is that market is also in a miss sentiment. I will use that language because as we speak now, as we speak now, the the market bread is still flat. Why I say flat is that we have 9 losers and 9 gainers as we speak now. That gives you that the market is what on a flat or at a bar at a par now. That tells you that the market is also waiting for more strength, especially when the afternoon traders start arriving on the floor for start trading from wherever they are. market might likely to close positive at the end of the day. We are seeing the sign this morning, but we also want to see how trade goes on. So speak now, out of the 9 losers, the top losers are FTN Cocoa, Mutual Benefit Assurance, Jais Bank, Etana, and what and Unity Bank. These are the top losers out of the 9. These are the top 5 losers. Then on the other side, which is the gainer, side or the advancers, we have nine advancers as to speak. But the top ones are Dapor, Good, PZ, and the Police Microfinance, which is MPF, and also NGS Group and UBA. These are the top gainers at this hour. Also, why the market is still in green is that we also have other stocks that also like bullshit stock like WAPCO, GT Code, and the FBNH at the gainer chart. That is why you can see the market is marginal. You see that as more stock enter in the gainer chart, we'll see where the market is going from now. But the good thing again is that I always say that volume is very important. You want to see the stock that are kind of topping the market in terms of volume and see activity, because that volume will tell you what is happening. If you see a stock that is going up with a good volume and you can see that where it's going to and see the momentum behind that volume tell a lot of story and also give you, kind of a signal what is also happening. And when we talk of top trade as in terms of volume this hour, we have Access Corp. This is the new asset. Don't forget that asset was suspended on the on Friday and we're not traded, but today, I'll be on Thursday, not traded on Thursday and Friday, but today now, yesterday, sorry, stock was also relisted. Now, as we speak, it's among the top trade in terms of volume, followed by eTransact, Transcorp, FBN Holding, and the UBA. These are the top trade as we speak at this hour. We'll tell you that where the market is, but we can see the market is still slightly on the green side. But like I just said earlier, let's watch how the market to go forward. We are seeing that stocks like as mentioned, GT Code, WAPCO, FBN Holding, UBA, AGS are the ones, and PZ are the one supporting this positive trend at this midday. For me, it's not a bad one. We expect more to come, and that also will push the market up. But back to the chart, we want to look at the market, looking at the market using what your chart. But I'll say that as a tech trader or technical analyst or whoever, you want to look at your chart to see what is happening in the market. And this is a live market we're looking at now. But I would like us to look at 1 hour chart for the NGS index action. This is the NGS index action. You can see from here, if you look at this point here, you can see what has happened. You see this a 1 hour chart. You can see like today now, you can see that as we speak, the market is in green. Here in green. But let me quickly bring the T line. I'm not calling up the Bollinger Band now yet, but let me bring the T line and other indicators to look at, because market has really confirmed a decline phase. We're looking at where is the market going to come up, and that is another point for you to jump into the stock or into the market. You know that I said it that 100% direction, 50% of direction influence the other equities and the other industrial indicators or industrial indices. But for me, I want to look at now, call the other indicators like as usual. I'm going to call the moving average, which is the T line, the moving average exponential, and our MACD and money flow, that we know exactly where we are. I will say that my T line is tending as almost doing the same job with what we call Fibonacci to help you catch where the resistance is and where the support is. Where you can likely see the bound in the position. Just like the T line will tell you exactly when to buy and where to jump out if you are in the stock. Also tell you where the market is going. As we speak now, if you are looking at this blue line, that's why I make it blue for that to be obvious for you to see. This blue line, you can see that the market on our chart is resting on the T line. That means market is still strong, which also other indicators here has confirmed. You can see that the blue line have crossed from down looking up. That is, you can see the on our chart as we speak now. And money is entering the stock. Yesterday was, we can see that at this hour we're seeing a lesser money flow. Now we're seeing almost 46 to 48 money flow, almost moving up. What I tell you can see it's a good sign here. But we need to look at the daily chart and see what is happening. We'll look at the hourly chart. We can also say, well, let's quickly look at 45 minutes chart, sorry, 45 minutes chart. You can quickly look at, you can see the missed one here. You can see that the what you call the trigger line or T line is also market index on top of it. I see that MACD is bullish on this dimension on this chart, but now money flow is looking down on 45 minutes chart. Let's quickly go back to our 1 hour chart now. Sorry, a day chart to look at exactly what is happening. You can see today what is happening in the market. You can see from here, if you are looking at this chart here, you can see that the market is still below on a day chart. Market is below the T line. That means we have to see the market cross over the T line again before you can think of jumping to the trade. But rather, here this is why I said it earlier that you need to play with your stop loss. You can put your stop loss here to see, even when you are entering this for the market, to see where the market will get to. Fibonacci can be important here, very useful here to look at where you like to touch and bounce back. You can see that MACD is bearish because you can see and the money flow is not looking up at this hour, but still below still above the 50 point, around 58 to 60 now, which is not bad, but you need to also watch. You can see mixed trend on a 45 minutes, 1 hour, and a day chart. These are why you look at this chart to give you strength or kind of hope what is happening in the market. If you look at this chart, you are not panicking the way other people are just rushing out of because something is guiding you. You always know what is happening in the market because everything they are doing in the market, the candlestick will always show you, whether on a 45 minute chart to tell you what has happened 1 hour a day, so that you can know what is happening in the market. Like I said, now that we have seen the market performance, we want to look at say PZ again topping the today, because PZ for almost 3 days now. PZ at this hour is among the top users. Look at PZ, look at police, MPS, microfinance, look at NGS. But now to go back and look at what is happening in internal oil and see if there's any possibility of internal to rebound at this hour. If you look at also in the top gainers, you can also look at the access, but access, because it's the new, the link of chart might not be there. I don't know whether they've adjusted here, but you can look at this four I've mentioned. Look at the PZ, Police Microfinance, NGS, and what, and internal oil. Look at them before our time. No, it's gone. Let's look at it. What spend all our time. Let's look at we'll start with the PZ for first. Look at the PZ now. So that we can quickly look at the chart of PZ and see what it's doing. And good enough. You can see this for a day chart. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart in PZ. For PZ is looking good and strong on the daily and 1 hour chart. I want us to quickly look at PZ on 10-minute chart here. I want to confirm something. Just 10-minute charts. Okay, let me lead to 15-minute chart. Let me lead to 15-minute chart to look at what is on 15-minute chart. I can see that PZ is still strong, but I can see that there is a sign of weakness already here on PZ. That means, like I said earlier yesterday, if you are still that stock, it's time for you to take profit. Take profit. I say take profit. I have taken something now, so you can take profit on this stock. You are very free to take profit on this stock. There's always confirmation that this stock is likely to pull down any moment from now. All the three indicators here, the T line, yes, above the T line, but T line have given me a sign already. I've seen something in T line. Then also the MACD have given a sign. Then money flow on 15-minute chart is also looking slightly down. It tells you that something is about to happen in this stock. If you are free to take your profit if you are here, but this is not the time for you to jump into PZ. I will tell you at the chart is telling us now. Also, if you look at the day chart, you can see the distance between where it is and where the T line is. And this is also a sign for you to also take profit in this stock as you speak now. It's also a sign. We are seeing a bullish, MACD. You can see very strong, and also we are seeing a positive volume here. Volume is almost above the average traded volume for PZ, which is good. And money flow is looking up around the 72. Good, but I would say at this time, take profit from this position. Take profit from this position and see what you can do with the profit and another position to look at, to look the way of another position on stock to benefit from. Yes, quick one. We are back to police, Nigeria Police, MPF, Microfinance. You can see this stock. You can see the trend here, which I explained yesterday. Also, you can see a sign of weakness, but as we speak, if you look at the green candle here, it's above the T line. For me, it's a good one For those that are still waiting for to see the news that will come from the corporate action, we have seen their unaudited account that in January that was good, but want to see the final payment that will come. Whether it's coming with bonus, it's likely to come with bonus. If it comes, where are you going to put the price? As to speak now, if you're in this stock, don't need to panic. It kind of yesterday break down the T line. For this one, as to speak now, is trading above the T line. This T line is trigger line. It's a good one. I would say if you're in this position, don't panic, go and watch. Then you can see here, you can see that your MACD has also like come in form of a divergent here. If you look at this one is going up, we're seeing a kind of uptrend, but this one is still extending the variable. The good thing is that there's still potential for this stock to reverse from here. If you look at also the red, green, the blue line coming down, it is what is forming now is a different kind of coming down straight. It's also and money flow is above 50, almost 70, 68. For me, it's a good one. I'm not looking down, almost turning up again on a day chart. Let's quickly look at 1 hour chart on this police microfinance. These are the beauty of using chart. And I will tell you on 1 hour chart, see it's looking good here. You can see that as we speak now, you can see this line now is still above what? Above the T line, which is very, very good for me. You can see it here, this black line here, you can see it here. It's a very good one. And your MACD is also positive. Trying to look up. There's sorry, it's on a very trend because this below the signal line, but you can see that your blue is already looking up. The way we saw it on our data, you can see it's a good sign. And even when the money flow is low here, as even below 25 or below 20, you can see that it's also coming up, looking up. And funds have started entering the stock. If you maintain this trend, it's a good one for the stock. That is for police microfinance. We'll quickly look at NGS at this point. Let's look at NGS, what the chart is saying about NGS. NGS, let's look at what the chart is saying about NGS group. What the chart is saying about NGS group. What the chart is saying about NGS group. I told you earlier that this stock is trying to form a pattern. If that pattern is maintained, and you can see, kind of oscillating move up and down, that means we can trade this stock in and out the way we do, in Access, Senate Bank, and others. Even in stock like UCAP too. But if UCAP has maintained an uptrend, it's for you to be watching when to add more, when it slows down, when to buy. But when you see a stock that is an uptrend, any pullbacks are opportunity for you to buy. The less when the stock is going down, that's why you sell into any small uptrend. But when the stock is going up, any small pullback for you to buy. But when the stock is going down, any small uptrend, you also sell into that uptrend. Let's watch the chart now for for NGS. NGS, Nigeria Stock Exchange Group. You can see that the T line I've given you sign. I know that many of you have followed this T line since we started. This class. This was already the 36th edition. You can see the difference here. As when the price action is above the T line, say that the stock is very strong. But anytime it crosses it, it's a time for you to go short. The earlier you sell and wait to cross the gain. You can see here you can go short on it because under it. Go short here, this one. You can see that they are under the line. But when it break out, you buy again. It might go down here that under it, you have to go short again to come and buy here. I remain up. This for an hour chart. You can also see here that as to speak, NGS is above the T line, and you can see that it's still kind of bullish on an hour chart, but money flow is looking down on our chart. Let's go to 1 day chart for NGS. NGS on 1 day chart is also trending up. It's above the T line. You can see it here very clear, and it's bullish on a daily chart. For me, it's a good one. It's a good one. Bullish on daily chart. And money flow is saying that fund is entering the stock on a daily chart. You can see the trade money flow is above 50, reading around 60, 62. For me, it's a good one. You can see this positive trend, and this is an uptrend here. You can see this trend line. For example, this is a trend line that you cannot also look at. Say here, draw it from here until the market break down this trend line. That's where you'll be panicking. Or the stock break down. You can see this is a trend line here. As I say, your trend line is very important. Once you break your trend line down, that is where start panicking. But to speak now, stock is above trend line. The trend line, and at the same time, the C line, which is a good one. But only that the volume traded so far is far below the average traded volume of the stock. therefore positive that the stock is looking up. That is the good thing here for police for NGS. NGS is doing good, not badly here. It's okay. This is a stock that even without the dividend for the year 2021, there's strong momentum in the stock. For me, it's a good one. That's why if you maintain this up here, down here, up here trend, you can always trade the stock for the movement, and that also create a wait for investor. Yes, quick one. Let's also look at the internal area as I mentioned. You can finally look at UBA that was adjusted recently. As it's adjusted, you can see that the stock has been featuring on the top on the top in the top trade since the stock was kind of adjusted. Let's look at internal here. Oh yeah, let's see. Internal oil here. See internal here. Internal is not smiling. Not smiling as we speak now. I think that internal has been below the T line from all this while here. Sorry, from here. I see from this point here you have to go short. Has been on the until no let's see there no cross. It's a good candlestick. Cannot take or jump into the stock. Speak now. Trading around below 5 naira. You can see also seeing this movement here. You have to watch to see where the stock will go from here. As we speak now, we're already seeing a bearish MACD here, a money flow stock there that fund is not entering the stock as we speak now, while that stock fund is leaving the stock. And that is why it's down. But you have to wait to watch. Once cross the T line and other indicators confirm the same direction, that is time for you to also jump into the stock. For me, all these oil and gas related companies, if you are there, don't panic out. But we're seeing that today now, I see that gas, is selling for the cooking gas is selling for almost 3 years high. It tells you that something is wrong, somewhere, and that's going to influence a lot of activities, even cost of food, even the rules that cooking food, everything will change, and that is why inflation, is going to remain until find solution to all this, and that is why you as also investors look at which companies, which sector that they demand for their product, even when there is increase in price, there will still be demand for that, and then the producers for the company can pass increase in their cost of production to the consumer in terms of impacting their price. At the same time, posting a positive number that will impact their number going into the future. For me, I see that this stock, for me, don't jump in it. You have to wait until it cross up before you can jump into internal oil. The last one for today, before we call it a day, I want to look at UBA. UBA. Look at UBA to see what UBA is doing. United Bank for Africa. To look at UBA. I see UBA is gradually coming. If you look at your T line on the chart, it is gradually coming after the markdown. You can see the what is doing. Once it cross the yes, those that have entered the long board for traders that want to trade with a precision, that want to trade exactly to buy accurately, they want to know once they cross here, they know they are buying. But for those that have entered here, good, nothing has changed. Especially when the price was marked down, try to also continue down and resisted the decline before starting to take this up direction. And don't forget that MACD also is also going direction with it. I see that the histogram here is also dropping from here. See now it's going up. Or the blue line is also gradually looking up. And money flow is also looking up gradually. Yes, below 50 was still looking up here. Okay, not up now, but a bit just looking at marginally. But you can see that the MACD and the candlestick are in that same direction. And once it cross the T line, which is the blue line, we are good to go in UBA. For those that have entered UBA at this price, when you try to side trend for a few days here, you can see it here, down here, before this 2 days up here, it's a good one for UBA. Let's take the 1 hour chart before we call it a day, because our time is fast spent. Yes, on I will tell you on hourly charts, you can see also you can see missed indicators, missed the momentum indicators are missed here. But the good thing is that as we speak on 1 hour chart, can see that even the red line here is still above, it's resting on the T line here. You can see it here, up and on the 1 hour chart. You can see the trend here. When it was marked down, you can see it here, touch here, and came up. You can see, for me, it's not doing badly. You can see that it's already, a bull, kind of a bull MACD on 1 hour chart, which is good for you. That is why, as a trader, you have to look at even the shortest, minutes for the chart. You can go as low as 5 minutes charts, 10 minutes, 15, 1 hour, and a day chart, so that you know the state of the stock, the strength of the stock, the momentum behind the stock, and where it's going, and how is the market reacting. Because I will say that the chart will represent the behavioral pattern of players in the market, the sellers, and there are two people who have buyers and sellers, traders and investors, and they have different motives, and that is why the market can always go up and down, because everyone in the market has different purpose of being in the market. Thank you for today, and if there's any question, you are free to ask through our social media, and at the same time, through the WhatsApp group, so that you can drop your question. And if you can wait, but know that by in the coming Saturday, we won't be doing our Q&A. We're having our master class for Q2. And if you have not registered, I know a good number of people have registered. If you are not registered, you are very free, because the trend is changing. You also want to change your position and change your strategy. Change your position, the kind of stuff that will be in your portfolio, and the ones will not be. Because I'm telling you, every investment against tomorrow and against the future and against expectation. If the expectation is not met, once you confirm, set up. That is why your stop loss is very, very important. You can see that UBA, for me, is very, very strong. You can see that money flow on average has continue to look up, and you can see that it's a bullish one, and the candlestick is above the T line on 1 hour chart. Yes, this is how it goes for today. Thank you for your time, and God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your trading day.